Something that I have wanted to do for a really long time is try out one of the new Sony mirrorless cameras on a photo shoot. So a couple of days ago, I hit up my friend Zach, who just bought a new Sony a7S III, which is a camera that I'm really interested in checking out. And he was actually kind enough to offer to me to borrow the camera for a day to try it out. So I'm just packing up my stuff now to head over to see Zach. He's also lending me a Tamron 28-75mm f2.8, so that'll be the lens that I'll be using today. I'm really excited to try this one out.
Yep. And it was weird, it took me a little bit to figure out. So say for example...
So far, thoughts?
I am slowly enjoying it.
Okay.
Let's go.
We're literally filming under a train line. This is great. Alright, so we're here on location now. I'm with Kat. It's going to be interesting today because I usually shoot on a 35mm or a 50mm prime. So today I've got a zoom lens. It's the 28-75, probably already mentioned that. Going to be shooting the lens wide open today at 2.8. So there are a couple of things that I'm really keen to try out on this Sony camera. The first is the autofocus speed and accuracy, so really keen to see how that performs. The second is dynamic range and the shadow recovery, because I've heard it's really good. I'm a hybrid shooter. I shoot photography and video, so I'm really keen on trying out the video features. This particular one has 4K at 120 frames per second, so really excited to try that out at this location.
We'll just start here on this wall. I like the way that the light is sort of casting. Close up with the shoes. Oh no! I just saw this little pocket of light here that's coming through, and then I thought I'd put some foreground, so maybe use some of these leaves. Oh, that lighting is so nice. Hope I'm shooting in RAW. Yeah, I am. I didn't even check. That would have been a disaster. It's beautiful, yeah. The eye tracking seems to be working really well. It's very consistent. When I move around, it seems to track really well. So far I'm really loving the autofocus, but I guess we'll have to look at the images in post to figure out if they're actually in focus or not.
I just wanted to jump in here really quick to let you guys know that I've actually released a brand new preset pack called Nostalgia, and all of the photos in this shoot have been edited with preset 04. There's 7 presets in total, and I'm really excited about releasing these new looks. They've been in the works for like 2 years now. If you want to go ahead and check out the new pack, I'm running a special discount on it for the first week, so make sure you go check that out before it goes back to the regular price. Offering you guys preset packs has really been a massive support to my channel, and it has enabled me to keep making videos like this for you guys, so I want to say a massive thank you to anyone who has done so far. The first thing that I want to talk about is actually the colors in video, because I had considered switching to Sony way back in 2014, and this was the thing that had always prevented me from doing so. And this is the first camera body that has actually really surprised me in terms of color. The a7S III colors look fantastic. If you put the Sony side by side with the Canon, I think now it's just a matter of preference as to which one you like better. There is no objective winner in this scenario. Personally, I do prefer the Canon colors straight out of camera. Maybe that's just what I'm used to, but I'm really happy to see that Sony has absolutely stepped up their game.
Beautiful. I just spotted this piece of artwork and I want to use this reflection here. I think it'll make for a really cool shot. So Kat, I'll get you to just sort of lean in. Yeah, that's rad. All right, this might be my favorite shot of the shoot so far. I'm gonna underexpose a little bit on this one to preserve the sky.
Dynamic range is great on the a7S III. I was able to push the files in Lightroom really well with minimal grain and color noise in the shadows. I did make a bit of a mistake when shooting, and that was that I was shooting the photos of Kat with the log profile, which meant that the exposure preview I got in camera was deceptively bright. In other words, I underexposed almost all of the photos by mistake. but this didn't really seem to matter. I probably could have gotten cleaner results if I exposed correctly, so that's a lesson learned for next time. But compared to my R6, I think they are very similar in terms of dynamic range, with the R6 having a slight advantage in my opinion, but I know that against some of the other Sony Alpha cameras, it might be a completely different story. I know that the A7 III and the A7 R4 both have incredible dynamic range.
All right, so Carlo and I were just having a debate. He thinks that this is the wrong eye and this is the right eye. Wait, right eye? Yeah, right hand, right eye? Is that? Yeah, right. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Is this the right eye to shoot with or this? I don't know, like I shut the other eye anyway, so I open this eye and I shut this eye. And I just go off like feeling. I just feel the photo.
The focusing system in this Sony body is really great. It had a great hit rate with the Tamron lens. I'm sure it does just as well with Sony lenses, if not better. And the face tracking was very impressive. I kind of already expected that. Now I will say I don't shoot sports or fast action, so my demands for autofocus tracking aren't super high. I would go either way on this one. Can't really differentiate a winner between my Canon R6 and the A7S III. They're both just insanely good at this point.
Okay, so I think we were shooting for around an hour just now, and I was shooting photo and video. I was doing the 4K 120. It's at 62% on the battery now. That's pretty good. That's kind of what I would expect from, you know, a normal Canon camera. Pretty good on battery life.
One of the most exciting things to me about the E-mount system is their current lens lineup. I think it has something to do with the fact that third-party manufacturers have been creating some lenses that are really starting to make me jealous of photographers and filmmakers in my circle who've already made the switch to Sony. So I'm talking about Tamron's compact 2.8 primes, as well as the Sony 20mm 1.8 and 14mm 1.8. These lenses don't have an RF or even an EF mount equivalent at the moment in the same size and weight range. Since Sony were much earlier to the game when it comes to their mirrorless E mount, the RF mount really has some catching up to do. I am by no means eyeing off a switch to Sony anytime soon. Instead, my strategy is just to be patient and play the waiting game for the RF mount to catch up. Let me know if you're a Canon shooter, would you consider a switch to Sony, and if so, why? Or are you already a Sony shooter? Have you switched over from another system? I'd love to hear what you guys have to say down in the comments section below. And I want to thank you guys so much for joining me once again, and I'll see you on the next video. All right, that's enough waffling on for me. Let's get into the shoot.
Waffling's good, bro. That can be your thing.
Waffling.
I like more waffling. More waffling. I'm hungry.